Hello, I'm Bernie Norcott-Mahany. I work at the Kansas City Public Library at the Blueford branch and also at Johnson County Community College. Through the month of April, I am sharing some poems, trying to get a variety of poets. All of the poems that I am reciting, reading on the internet, they're all in the public domain. They're all poems written pretty much prior to 1920 or so. Today's poem is a poem by Percy Bysshe Shelley. He is one of the three English Romantic poets, right? The group of Keats, Byron, and Shelley. He was married to Mary Wollstonecraft, who wrote Frankenstein. If you ever see the movie Bride of Frankenstein, there's actually a framing device in that film of Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley, played by Elsa Lanchester, speaking with Byron and her husband Shelley. So Byron and Shelley knew one another, and in fact, when Frankenstein was created, it was done. They were on a trip. They were sharing a castle in Switzerland, I think it was, and they, they came up with a contest where they would come up with ghost stories, and Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley came up with what was the germ of what would become the novel Frankenstein. So Keats, the third guy, was sort of the odd person out in that group. So this, at any rate, is a sonnet written by Shelley to Byron. And it's done somewhat tongue-in-cheek. It has an opening sort of disclaimer. Sonnet to Byron by Percy Bysshe Shelley. In the disclaimer, I am afraid these verses will not please you, but if I esteemed you less, envy would kill pleasure, and leave to wonder and despair the ministration of the thoughts that fill the mind, which, like a worm whose life may share a portion of the unapproachable, mark your creations rise and fall as fast and fair as perfect whirls at the Creator's will. But such is my regard, that nor your power to soar above the heights where others climb, nor fame, that shadow of the unborn hour, cast from the envious future on the time, move one regret from his unhonored name, who dares these words, the worm beneath the sod may lift itself in homage of the god. So there we get a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek thing with Shelley sort of comparing himself to the worm who can still raise his head to the god Byron. Get out there, get poems, over the course of April. Check out at least one book of poetry, and read it through. Try to read the poems aloud. Try to get into the sense of what the poet's, talking about, what the poet means. The more you do it, the better you get at it, and it really is a case of practice makes perfect, and it is practice well worth it. So I will see you again tomorrow.